Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to talk all about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 getting absolutely panned right now on Steam. Somehow, I was able to use one of my 2 remaining brain cells and actually not spend $70 on this game. Kind of proud of myself. Hopefully nobody texts me and suckers me into buying this game just because I'm down atrociously bad, but we'll talk all about that. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk around this game as far as the developers being overworked, the game being rushed out, it being a cash grab. Do I need to go on and on? We'll talk about it. And also, we have some Steam Deck updates. You guys might be wondering, why are we getting a Steam Deck OLED and not a Steam Deck 2? Well, it looks like Valve is coming out and straight up saying that it's gonna be a couple years away, which I actually like that, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Well, obviously a lot of talk around the Steam Deck right now, a platform that, you know, I loved while I was using it. I'm an ROG Ally guy now, which really, that seems to be the hot take. It seems like most people I talk to seem to prefer the deck. I'll talk about why I prefer the Ally at the end of this video, but yeah, let's first start off with Modern Warfare 3. The game is currently sitting at a mostly negative reception on Steam, 2,277 reviews, 30% positive, so the game is getting panned, and you know what? For a big budget release like Call of Duty, MW3 being at 174,000 players, not gonna lie, that's kinda disappointing for a game at the scale of MW3. Obviously, for 99% of other games, they would kill to have 174,000 concurrent players, but Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, I feel like that's a little bit of a disappointing number for a game that just came out yesterday. Now, I think, and I said this going into the release of this game, that this game, I think a lot of people did smarten up to the fact that this game was a cash grab. Obviously, they're the people that are going to buy Call of Duty every year no matter what. They're always going to buy Call of Duty. They're the people that bought Call of Duty Vanguard, and I was a sucker and bought Vanguard too, but you get the idea. Modern Warfare 2, however, I feel like was one of those Call of Duty games that did really capture a more casual interest, even more so than Call of Duty regularly does. I think it was an aspect of, oh, it's called Modern Warfare 2. I legitimately had one of my boys ask me, is it a remake of MW2? He didn't even ask me if it was a remake of MW2, actually. He, thought it was a remake, and he's like, bro, I'm so gonna buy this game, and then I had to be the one to break him the news. He still ended up buying MW2, but I feel like there was a fervor of interest in regards to MW2 that is just not there with MW3. Look, the game is coming out a year after MW2. We're still a little bit fatigued from that game, and a lot of people had their opinions on that game, and MW3 is coming out a year later, when in the history of Call of Duty had one game in the same iteration been followed up with a sequel right the year after. What I'm saying is Black Ops 2 didn't come out a year after Black Ops 1. MW2 didn't come out a year after MW1. MW2 2009, that is, and so on and so forth. In the case of MW3, it really did come across like a cash grab, and not only that, a $70 cash grab on top of that. It just seemed like they took a lot of content that was downloadable content, or planned to be downloadable content, slapped it together, overworked some developers, and were like, hey, $70 for MW3. And, you know, it's not, I don't follow Call of Duty like that anymore, in the sense where I'm trying out all the betas, I'm keeping up with every news post, but somebody like me is who Activision should be trying to grab in terms of Call of Duty releases, who I think I would be considered more of a Call of Duty fringe fan at this point. There are some years I get super into it, and super into it for me these days is like, you know, putting 50 to 70 hours into it, which is a drop in the bucket for a lot of other people, but you know, for me, that's a lot of hours of playtime. MW3 did not grab my interest like that. I was just of the mindset that, hey, if a lot of my boys are playing it, you know, maybe I'll jump in. So far, I will tell you guys, I got one text yesterday from one of my friends that played MW2 last year, had a good time with MW2, in fact, and ultimately, he was on the fence on whether or not to pick this one up, and I was just like, bro, like, save your money, you know, $70, you can spend that on other stuff, and then he just, like, literally after that conversation, he just started emulating games instead, so, like, figure that one out. But I had one friend hit me up about MW3, whereas last year, I want to say it was close to like 10 people hit me up last year when MW2 was coming out, and just anecdotally speaking, what I've noticed from MW3 and MW2, and again, anecdotes can only go so far, but it just seems like to me it's a huge drop-off in terms of people that are interested in this game. And obviously, you read the reports about this game being developed by developers that were clearly overworked, working nights, working weekends, and then you talk about the 3 to 4 hour campaign that is just getting absolutely crapped on. You know, 4 out of 10 from IGN. That's wild. IGN was one of those review sites that I think a lot of people saw them as always inflating the Call of Duty review scores every year. I feel like that's changed throughout the years, but it just seems like every year Call of Duty is reviewed fairly highly, but with Modern Warfare 3, it just seems like every outlet this year is kind of panning the game, and now with mostly negative on Steam, not a good look. Are they going to make money hand over fist? Probably. And you know what? Some people are going to refund the game, but for the amount of investment that it took for MW3, given that it was a 1-year turnaround, they're probably still going to make a lot of money, and it probably didn't have the investment that some of the bigger Call of Duty games have, given that the regular Call of Duty games have a 3-year development cycle, whereas MW3 only had like a 1-year, 1.5 year, and was really just building upon MW2, so take that for what it is. Moving on from that, Steam Deck OLED revealed. I think it looks great. $650 gets you the new Deck OLED, gets you a 1TB storage space, a better battery, a lot of good stuff there. But a lot of you guys might be wondering, where's the Steam Deck 2? What about improved performance on the Steam Deck 2? And the hardware engineer over at Valve noted, obviously, we'd love to get even more performance in the same power envelope, but that technology doesn't exist yet. That's what I think we'd call a Steam Deck 2.0. Meaning that Steam Deck 2 is probably still years away. The first Steam Deck was the first moment in time where we felt like there was enough GPU performance in a portable form factor that lets you play all your Steam games. We would love that trend of performance per watt to progress rapidly to do that, but it's not quite there yet. It's important to us that the deck offers a fixed performance target for developers, and that the message to customers is simple, where every deck can play the same games. As such, changing the performance level is not something we're taking lightly, and we only want to do so when there is a significant enough increase to be had. Love this for a variety of reasons. First of all, this new Steam Deck that's coming out, the OLED model, yes, it's a nice upgrade, but at the same time, it's been a 1.5 years since the Steam Deck came out, and when you look at the Deck OLED, it's not something like, oh my god, I'm so upset that I bought my Steam Deck. This is going to be a vastly different experience. Is it improved experience? Sure, the screen's going to be better. OLED looks great, but from a raw performance power standpoint, it's still going to offer a very, very similar experience to the original deck. Where if you're starting to actually have staggered performance differences across the deck, I would feel a little bit upset. Like, if this was a Steam Deck OLED and a significant performance increase, I would be like, damn it, I feel kind of bad about buying the deck. But you know what? I don't feel bad about buying the deck if the OLED came out. I don't think most people are like that. You probably got your mileage out of the deck, and by the time the Deck 2 is ready to come out, whether it be 2 years from now, 3 years from now, at that point, I think a lot of people that bought a first-generation Steam Deck are going to be like, okay, what am I getting with the Steam Deck 2? I'm getting the OLED display, but I'm also getting a significant power bump or a power bump in general. At that point, I think people would be a little bit more comfortable with buying an upgrade instead of creating a staggered performance difference just a year after the release of the deck. I just think that would have upset a lot of people, and I get that's how hardware is. Like, things are always improving, and if you buy something and you're an early adopter, you're always gonna have the better models coming out. But I think, you know, having the deck for what it is, and also making sure that developers are developing for one unified performance set instead of creating these varied performance sets right out the gate, I think that is going to be beneficial from a development standpoint, and that is obviously an advantageous position to be in for a developer. You don't want them to develop for two different hardware sets, and, you know, we already see that with when it comes to PC gaming with all of these different hardware configurations, which is, it's much more than two. It's about 8 billion on PC, you know, standard PCs, but having one unified performance set that is the Steam Deck for now, I think is the best case scenario. And then a couple years down the line when we can do a relatively significant performance upgrade, I think people are going to be like, okay, we've had the deck for a couple of years, it's seen these price alterations, now we're getting the deck too, and more people are going to be willing to upgrade it. That's just my 2 cents on that, but yeah, I love the Steam Deck. I love portable PC gaming in general. Like I said, I'm more of an ROG Ally guy these days. I think the Ally is great, but that really does seem to be an opinion in the minority. Like, it seems like most people prefer the deck. Personally, for me, the deck is a little bit too bulky. I love the form factor of the ally. I think it feels great. But yeah, that's just my opinion, and if you guys disagree, more power to you. But that is going to do it for me. Again, MW3 getting absolutely panned right now on Steam, and really just about anywhere online. And Steam Deck 2.0 still a ways away, but if you haven't picked up a deck, man, that OLED model is going to be a nice pickup. And I love the deck. I love the ROG Ally. I just think portable PC gaming is, you know, not something that's going to be my primary driver for PC gaming, but definitely a nice companion device. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.